And you know, normally Tank starts slow, comes on.
Yeah.
Roach said, I'm here to stay.
Yeah.
He said, I'm here for a long time and a good time. I ain't going nowhere.
But here's the thing, if you started earlier, you're still dealing with a physically talented. Gervonta Davis is mentally weak, but he's physically talented.
Y'all go ahead and do that. Let me fight Lamont.
I like that.
You don't rematch just yet.
Shannon Sharpe criticized Gervonta Davis after reports suggested that he might be backing away from a rematch with Lamont Roach. Instead, Davis is allegedly exploring a fight with Vasily Lomachenko. Sharpe questioned whether Davis is truly committed to the rematch or if he's looking for an easier option, sparking debate among boxing fans.
If I'm not mistaken, Lamont, I think I read something that he reached out to Lomachenko's side and see if they were interested. Did you read that also? Did you see that?
But you can't believe everything you see.
Keyshawn Davis believes he and Lamont Roach would make the most exciting fight in the lightweight division. He respects Roach for standing toe-to-toe with Gervonta Davis, the division's hardest puncher, and is confident they would put on a great show. "Put him up against me. I'm not going nowhere. We're going to fight," Davis said. He insists he fears no one and sees the fight as a major opportunity. While others focus on bigger matchups, he adds, "Shakur and Tank, you go ahead and fight. Let me fight Lamont. No rematches yet."
Thank God Lamont Roach made a name for 135 division because we needed somebody.
Okay.
Let's be real. So now we got a new person. Thank God. So now we got Lamont Roach. If I can have it my way, Shakur and Tank, y'all go ahead and fight. Y'all go ahead and do that. Y'all go ahead and do that. Let me fight Lamont.
I like that.
You don't rematch just yet. Cause y'all still gonna have to rematch. Y'all still can rematch.
Yeah.
However
you
it go between
right
me, Lamont, and Shakur and Tank.
Yeah.
However it go, y'all still can rematch.
Keyshawn Davis acknowledges that Gervonta "Tank" Davis may not have been fully focused in his first fight with Lamont Roach, but still gives Roach credit as a great fighter in the lightweight division. He believes Roach's performance proves he belongs at the top and is worthy of big fights.
Like, I just think Lamont was just better than what everybody was expecting him to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lamont can really fight. You know what I'm saying? And I've been saying that. But I also been saying that I thought Tank was going to knock him out. You know what I'm saying? So he proved me wrong that, like I said, he better than what we made him out to be. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think, like, Tank got exposed or nothing like that. I feel like Tank, overall, like the bigger picture, he just wasn't focused for real. He, doing a lot of arguing in the ring and just a lot of stuff that wasn't, like, he wasn't just focused. He wasn't all the way locked in the ring. You heard him say something like, it's a lot of things going on outside the ring that he was leading up to the fight, and shit, that's natural, you know what I'm saying? It's normal. Shit, I was going through the same thing to this last fight, you know, so I just feel like he just wasn't focused.
Paulie Malignaggi claims there has been a long-standing rumor about Gervonta Davis being mentally weak, suggesting that's why he's often matched against heavy underdogs. He believes Davis struggles under pressure and could break and fold if truly tested. Malignaggi points out that Lamont Roach, who grew up around Davis and fought him in the amateurs, may expose these weaknesses. He argues that Davis's limited competition has kept this perception hidden from the public. Malignaggi's comments challenge Davis's toughness, implying that his team carefully selects opponents to protect him from real adversity in the ring.
Especially knowing what has been said about Gervonta behind the scenes for years that nobody brings out, and it kind of brings to light why they keep matching him with 15 and 20-1 underdogs. There is a rumor that behind the scenes, the Gervonta, there's a lot of bitch in him. There's a lot of front runner in him. If you push him, he will break, he will fold. It starts to add up because Lamont is from the D.C. area. They kind of know this. They grew up around him. They fought in the amateurs.
His father, who's his coach, has coached Gervonta in fights.
So that thing sort of comes to light where it's been held back from the public with the limited opposition level that Gervonta's fought most of his career. So having said that, you don't want to start too fast. You want to measure your pressure and bring it out because you know already what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a guy that you know you'll bring the bitch out of him as the fight wears on. And you kind of started seeing that. Gervonta fouling. There's an interpretation that he was trying to bite at one time. I don't really see it, but I've seen a lot of people in the comments saying he was trying to bite at one time.
Shoulder strike.
Then the taking
Okay, so all right, so
knee and whatnot.
So you're saying he has to start that earlier.
But here's the thing, if you started earlier, you're still dealing with a physically talented. Gervonta Davis is mentally weak, but he's physically talented. So the way you get a front runner is you drag him to the late rounds. Yeah.
Boxing analyst Dan Raphael has shared insights regarding the anticipated rematch between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. He believes the rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. will likely have a similar outcome to their first fight, but expects it to be an even bigger event. With the controversy surrounding their initial encounter, interest in the rematch has grown significantly.
Lamont Roach and Tank Davis. A lot of people, most people, pissed all over. It's a shitty fight. He should be fighting this guy. He should be fighting that guy. Who the heck is Lamont Roach? He's a guy coming up in weight, blah, 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 blah. You can go and listen to any number of my comments about it or whatever. I said from day one, stop that. This is a legit fight. This is a solid fight. You may not know much about Lamont Roach, but he's a very good, a very skilled fighter. He's got a lot of dog in him. He knows Tank really well from the amateurs. They fought 2 times, not like he won, but he knows them. He's been around them. They sparred together. He was coached by Tank Davis was coached for a little while by Roach's dad.
Raphael notes that both fighters have gained more attention, making this a high-profile bout with even greater stakes. Fans are eager to see if Davis can deliver a definitive victory or if Roach can prove he belongs at the top. With increased anticipation, the rematch is set to be one of the year's biggest fights.
And I would imagine that whatever happens in the rematch will be similar. So yeah, I think the fight's going to happen in the summer. I think it's going to be a much bigger fight than the first one, and I am very much looking forward to seeing them do it again. And to see Tank not take a timeout in the middle of a round and take a knee after he gets hit with a jab and the referee roll over like a dog and allow it. Not allowed in boxing.
In the immediate aftermath of the fight, Dan, I was asking people, is that fight now one we should take back to Washington, take it back to kind of where they both came through? Is it now just even bigger than that, though, with no respect to that area? But when you talk about the records they broke going to the Barclays Center, do you think they need to kind of emulate that and push it further, or can it go back to Washington and make it that big in-house fight there?
Well, I mean, the people I've been talking to about this who are involved in, putting it all together, number one, they got to figure out what arenas are available and match it up with the dates and everything. But as I am told, and again, nothing is done yet on this at all, but they're looking about either doing it in Las Vegas or doing it in the DMV district, Maryland, Virginia is what that stands for, which is the home area of both guys. When Tank fought in the Capital One Arena, which is the big arena in the downtown Washington, D.C., where the professional basketball team plays, where the professional ice hockey team plays, where they have the big concerts and where there's lots of college basketball. Tank has the biggest gate in the history of the building. That building's been open for over 20 years. That's where, Mike Tyson fought Kevin McBride in his last fight before coming back to fight Jake Paul, some 20 years later. It's a big-time arena, and they broke the record for gate. Also, coincidentally, a Rolling Stones concert was well over $5 million. A Tank fight against Roach, who was also from Washington. Tank's from Baltimore. It's about an hour away by car. So they've got all their fan base here. And that would be a much bigger fight than the Hector Luis Garcia fight, which is the Tank fight that broke the record. Now, Roach, he had his only title defense at 130, did it in Washington, in a small arena, but they did a good crowd there. He's got his own fan base here. He's got some element of popularity. And I guarantee you, and I live in the area, so I'm pretty well versed in the, in the DC, Baltimore sort of boxing scene.
In a recent discussion, boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult speculated that Gervonta Davis might employ advanced counter-punching techniques reminiscent of those used by Shane Mosley. This strategic adjustment could be pivotal in Davis's approach to the rematch against Roach, potentially altering the fight's dynamics.
How do you counter a counter puncher? You punch the counter open. You want to know who was great at doing that? Shane Mosley. Bam, 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 then boom. He was great at that. He was doing it with Floyd. Bam, boom, 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 bam. Not just wait and then hit you. Not just jab and then hit you. No. Bam, 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 bam. Bam. Punch him over. I've seen Roy Jones do it. Tank up his activity. Boom, 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 boom. And then force Lamont to counter. Yeah, bam. That's how you do it. That's how Tank is probably going to do it. Because Tank is too gifted.
Boxing analyst Justin Palmieri believes Gervonta Davis will likely win the rematch against Lamont Roach Jr. He argues that Roach's performance in their first fight was the best he has ever been. While Davis was not fully focused, Palmieri suggests that Davis, when fully prepared and locked in, will prove why he is the superior fighter. He sees the rematch as an opportunity for Davis to correct his mistakes and dominate. With Davis's power, skills, and experience, Palmieri expects a much different fight, where Davis will leave no doubt about his superiority and secure a decisive victory.
Okay. Who do you favor? Tank. I favor Tank. I think that was the greatest performance of Lamont Roach's career. I'm not taking nothing from him, but I think that's his ceiling. I think that was Tank's floor that night. Phenomenal fighters, both of them, but there's levels within this game, and I think Tank's just a level above.
What differences do you think Tank, what is he going to do different in your mind? You said that's Tank's floor.
He's not going to sleep on him. He's not going to sleep on him. I don't think we had a locked-in Tank. He was talking to cornermen and the phantom knee or the phantom knockdown and all that. I don't really think he was mentally all there. Physically, Tank is what Tank is. He's in the prime of his life, 30, was he 30 now?
Yeah.
So he's in his prime physically, but mentally, he's arguing with his corner in between rounds. I think that's where he got to lock in a little bit more.
Decision or stoppage?
That boy got a chin, man. He showed me that Roach got a chin, man. So I'll go UD, unanimous decision.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has weighed in on the situation, stating that had Davis achieved a decisive victory over Roach, he could have pursued a bout with Shakur Stevenson. However, the draw has necessitated a rematch, temporarily sidelining other potential matchups and emphasizing the importance of resolving the contention between Davis and Roach.
Guys, Eddie here is about to say that Lamont Roach should have won that first fight. Also that by his performance, he set himself up with the rematch with Tank. We know that's going down. But also, if Roach would have beat Tank, Eddie says that he would have then been forced in a corner to fight Shakur. Now, it's a fight we really haven't spoken about. Hypothetically, does Roach beat Tank in the rematch? And what sort of fight would Roach versus Shakur be? Let me know.
He should have lost the fight. I mean, he should have had a point deducted. There's no doubt about that. But two, people criticise the Roach fight. I knew it would be a good fight because we know Roach is a good fighter, but people in boxing know that Roach is a good fighter. Now it's giving him another fight. Because if he would have beaten Roach, he's kind of backed in a corner to fight Shakur Stevenson, I think. But now he's got a rematch that's actually much bigger than the first fight. So, yeah, I think he'll be more switched on for this maybe, but Roach is a good fighter. It won't be easy.
Lamont Roach Jr. revealed a conversation he had with Gervonta Davis during their fight, where Davis told him they ain't gonna give it to you, implying that the judges would favor him regardless of Roach's performance. This statement highlights the challenges fighters face when going up against boxing superstars, where politics and influence can sometimes overshadow merit. Roach acknowledged this reality, stating that high-profile fighters often receive the benefit of the doubt on scorecards. His comments raise concerns about fairness in boxing and reinforce the idea that beating a superstar often requires a knockout to secure victory.
I know something funny. When we was talking in like the 12th round, I think the 12th or 11th, we was talking shit, right? But he like, you ain't gonna win. I said, why not? What you talking about? He like, they ain't gonna give it to you. I said, oh, is that right? So, that's how boxing work. It's sad to say, that's how boxing work. I'm not like totally upset. I figured with a superstar, you won't get too much on paper. But shit, I damn sure thought I had it. Especially when they announced the score for him. I was like, oh, they gonna give me a split decision win. I was like, oh yeah. I said, oh shit, here it go. But as soon as I heard that 114, I was just like, damn, all right, it's over with. So yeah, man, it's just crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It's okay. We gonna run it back. It's okay.
Gervonta Davis is eager to secure a rematch with Lamont Roach as soon as possible, with May being a potential date. After their controversial draw, Davis understands that his reputation is on the line and wants to silence any doubts about his abilities. The first fight left many questioning whether Davis was truly dominant, and he sees the rematch as a chance to prove himself. With the lightweight division filled with top contenders, Davis knows he must make a statement. By facing Roach again, he aims to reaffirm his status as one of the best and erase any uncertainty.
Listen, you guys are going to love this. I mean, these young guys, they go by city limits. They absolutely showed out on this. I can't wait for y'all to hear it. I'm not going to ramble too much. As always tag the original creators so you guys can go back, follow them, and support everything that they do. But without further ado, I want you guys to hear these guys.
Mr. Undertaker, man, please drive slow, please drive slow. That's my mother, that's my mother, that's my mother, That's my mother. That's my mother. That's my mother. Oh, I can remember. That's my mother. My mama. That's my mother. And my aching head. That's my mother. My mama used to tell me. That's my mother. And my little baby. That's my mother. Whoa, that's my mother. That's my mother. That you hauled into the grave.
Listen, I want to bring back that last little part again, if I could, y'all. I want to bring back that last little part because, oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all heard, I don't know if y'all caught that, but listen.
That's my mother. And my little baby. That's my mother. Whoa, that's my mother. That's my mother. That you hold.
She had tears in her eyes. Listen, that is the end of the video. I do not know if there's more, but City Limits, if y'all see this and there's more, send it to me because I would love to react to the full thing. But without further ado, again, that is City Limits. It's Oh You Can Sing Too. As always, I always tag the original creators so you guys can go follow and support everything that they do. But at this time, I'm officially out. Thank you guys for watching.
A rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach seems highly likely, as Davis has shown strong interest in running it back. However, the exact timing remains uncertain. While Davis has other potential opponents, facing Roach again gives him a chance to settle their rivalry and reaffirm his dominance in the division. The first fight ended in controversy, making the rematch even more significant for both fighters. With Davis eager to prove himself and Roach looking to capitalize on his momentum, this bout could be a defining moment in their careers. Fans eagerly await official confirmation of the highly anticipated fight.
He wasn't wilding like usual, right?
Yeah.
And the rematch, he'll be able to prove himself. I don't really believe there was a reason to call out a knockdown if you don't call Roach's shit a knockdown as well. They both was on the knee, pause. They both took a knee. So it cancels each other's out. It's either both are knockdowns or none. And neither are. So what we talking about?
No,
they definitely hate Tank. That part is a fact.
Nah,
I don't. I'm saying
I'm not
in
saying
general.
us.
In general.
I'm just saying like couldn't wait.
He got to Mayweather level where people hate him.
When you do well enough, people look for you to.
That.
Yeah,
that's good.
Success breeds that. When you
that's a fact.
Either they love you or they hate you. There's no in-betweens. No longer indifferent for you because everyone knows you. You know what I'm saying? You selling out the Barclays and shit like that. Niggas was there specifically for a knockout. We don't get what we want.
Yeah.
Mind you, that was the most they ever sold in the Barclays. Most tickets they
ever in
sold.
life.
Yeah.
Ever in life.
Yeah.
Of course.
He broke a record in the Barclays.
He does that for every arena he fights in. You know
that was dope. I know.
But people are there for a reason.
Yeah.
And that's how fast the world turns on you. It's kind of corny.
Love you and they hate you and they love you again.
And when this shit drops in the comments, oh yeah, y'all niggas love to, and that's fine, whatever, man. But anybody that's that successful, you know what I'm saying, especially in that realm of shit that they can't accomplish, they expect greatness and excellence at all times.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned. Until next time.